Next on the news, a homecoming for a Brooklyn parish devastated by a fire.
This East Flatbush church is celebrating the renovations that have just been completed after flames tore through in August. I'm Katie Vasquez, and I'll have that story coming up.
Pope Francis made his 47th international trip over the weekend, but the journey to the French island of Corsica ended with an unexpected first. Plus,
3, 2, 1.
A Diocese of Brooklyn Christmas tradition once again lights up Grand Army Plaza. I'm Jessica Easthope. Currents News starts right now.
So the fire started somewhere there, as you can see.
A church in ruins after flames tore through it over the summer. Rises from the ashes on Sunday, celebrating its first Mass at the newly renovated St. Catherine of Genoa Church. The homecoming for the Brooklyn parish was long awaited by many. Since flames ripped through St. Catherine of Genoa, parishioners had to celebrate Mass in the parish hall. Bishop Robert Brennan, who welcomed the East Flatbush flock back, saying the restoration finishing right before Christmas is a reminder that God can perform miracles. Currents News' Katie Vasquez reports.
It was a joyful celebration at St. Catherine of Genoa Church in East Flatbush, as the faithful returned to the pews after a fire forced them out for months. Longtime parishioner Marjorie Viola Edwards' patron was counting down the days.
We are back, praise the Lord, praise the Lord.
On August 23rd, flames sparked from construction tore through the church, causing damage. A visiting priest, Father Adrian Untua, smelled smoke and called 911. His actions were praised by parishioners.
Everybody was here, but all because of Father Adrian. God works through good people.
Parishioners and even visitors from as far as New Jersey sent donations for repairs, which included a total renovation of the sacristy, new sound system, and repainted ceiling. Meantime, Mass was celebrated in the parish hall. Pastor Rafael Munde says the reopening of the church feels like a true homecoming.
Our home of faith away from home. And so it's truly a great feeling to come back inside the church.
Because of Jesus.
Bishop Robert Brennan celebrated the 11 a.m. Mass on Sunday with the packed church of 300 people, welcoming his flock back and blessing the space.
This is a strong and a resilient community, and sometimes the tough things in life give us an opportunity to renew ourselves.
During this time of Advent, Bishop Brennan says it's a reminder of God's miracles.
Rejoice in the Lord always, not just when things are good and going well, but in times of trouble.
And these Brooklynites are happy that their prayers have been answered.
This is the house of God. I mean, I know God is in us, with us all the time. But here's where we fellowship together, we get together.
In East Flatbush, Katie Vasquez, Currents News.
Now to a developing story, a shooting at a Christian school in Wisconsin. Police aren't sure right now just how many people have been killed. Here's what we do know. The shooting happened Monday morning at Abundant Life Christian School outside of Madison. Police said the suspect, who's a student at the school, is dead. There are reports of at least 5 victims.
To be honest with you, I'm feeling a little dismayed now. So close to Christmas. Every child, every person in that building is a victim and will be a victim forever.
The school serves kindergarten through 12th grade. It planned to close for Christmas vacation this Friday. Turning now to a message from Bishop Robert Brennan. As we reach the halfway mark in the season of preparation, Bishop Brennan talked about the readings this past Sunday on his podcast, Big City Catholics.
That second meaning, rejoice in the Lord always, St. Paul says.
Yeah.
Don't just rejoice when things are good. Rejoice in the Lord always. Rejoice when you're struggling, because maybe those struggles are leading us through something we need to be led through. Or rejoice because the Lord is helping you in that moment. Rejoice because you know that the Lord is near. Rejoice in the Lord always. And then he goes on, everyone should see how unselfish you are. You know, all these images of Advent are great, but this Gaudete Sunday coming up is sort of a spark.
Speaking of Advent, let's talk about that iconic wreath seen in churches across the world. The 3 purple candles represent prayer, penance, and preparation. Historically, Advent was known as Little Lent. That's why the color purple is used. The rose color, which was lit this past Sunday, marks the midway point of Advent. And since it's supposed to be a day for rejoicing, the candle is pink. You can listen to the full conversation on Bishop Brennan's podcast, Big City Catholics, at podcast.dioceseofbrooklyn.org, or search for Big City Catholics on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Over the weekend, Bishop Brennan led a parish's 125th anniversary celebration. Our Lady of Peace marking the milestone with a mass and dinner. The now Franciscan parish was founded by the Vincentians in 1899, but the Diocese of Brooklyn brought in the Franciscan province of the Immaculate Conception because the order had a large amount of Italian friars to help serve the then Italian community in Gowanus. The friars went on to build the church that stands there today, which is filled with Franciscan symbols. A few years ago, the parish renovated the church, and the person who helped paint them also helped paint a Marian statue ahead of the anniversary. The 2 main groups now prevalent in the parish gave gifts to Bishop Brennan during the anniversary celebration. The Mexican faithful giving a vestment hand embroidered with Our Lady of Guadalupe from Mexico, and the Ecuadorian faithful gifting a poncho often used in their celebrations. Finally, the sisters who also helped run the parish gave Bishop 2 glasses, which commemorated the 125th anniversary. Pope Francis made his 47th international trip over the weekend, this time heading to the French island of Corsica. Around 12,000 people took to the streets to greet the Pope for the first trip by any Pope to the mostly Catholic region. During the one-day visit, the Holy Father spoke at a conference on popular religiosity in the Mediterranean and celebrated Mass with around 9,000 people. On his way back to Rome, a first in the Holy Father's near 12-year papacy, he skipped his customary in-flight press conference. The tired-looking Pope spoke with a raspy voice, thanking the journalists for their work and saying he was skipping the conference because of the shortness of the trip. The pontiff told reporters that they will do the conference next time. There is no official papal trip in the books for 2025. Finally, tonight, it's a tradition all Brooklynites have come to look forward to, the lighting of the Diocese of Brooklyn's Christmas tree in Grand Army Plaza. The tree and nativity scene that sits beneath it have served as a symbol of hope during the season of Advent.
3, 2, 1.
That's 17,000 lights on this 28-foot Norway spruce. The multicolored bulbs representing the diversity of the Diocese of Brooklyn, something Bishop Robert Brennan celebrates all year round.
I speak a lot about not only diversity, but what we would call being Catholic. Catholic means universal, the universality of who we are, and communion, that we're drawn together by a deep bond. That bond is formed by faith, hope, and love, by our connection with Jesus Christ, whom we celebrate these days in a particular way.
For about a decade, the Diocese of Brooklyn has been lighting a tree in Grand Army Plaza for the faithful to see as a symbol of light and hope during Advent. With musical performances and plenty of holiday cheer, those who came to see this year's tree illuminated say it instantly puts them in the Christmas spirit.
It's nice to have these symbols and traditions that evoke that feeling of community and family.
We just moved to New York. Coming to the tree and seeing it go up will get us all in the mood for Christmas every year.
The tree will stand across the street from the Soldiers and Sailors Arch in Grand Army Plaza until the first week of January. That is this current news update. I'm Jessica Easthope. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.
When you think of Belle Harbor, you might think of the beach and basketball. The Summer Classic's been going strong at St. Francis de Sales for 40 years, and for much of that time, one guy has been behind it.
I wanted to do what others had done for me growing up, and I got started and couldn't let go.
How Keith Goldberg makes up the pulse of the parish, Wednesday on Currents News.